Welcome to our Mantra Breathe tonight. We're in Doha, Qatar, and Sandra is going to speak on the subject of having a confidant. Who is your confidant is the theme of this talk.
Okay. All right. So I wrote this essay about a week before we left, and the reason I picked this topic is that Marcus and I realized that a confidant that we had for quite a while ended up becoming a sticky relationship. And we were looking at how that happened and how we created that and what to do about that. And, so after processing that, I ended up writing this essay, and I thought it turned out pretty good. Who is your confidant? I'm going to read it for you while you breathe, and then we'll put on the music. Perhaps if you are single, you have a best friend or a confidant. It's natural to want that, to have that. The problem is, if you are setting up that relationship to be, quote, special, you are in danger over several things. One, you might get too attached to them, and you might get really needy. Two, you might tend to take on all their issues in your body, and this could make you sick. So that's what the problem was for us. Three, you might get angry if they can't always be there for you. Get attached to these people. Four, unconsciously, you'll have guilt for making them more special than others. That's a special relationship. Five, they could end up possessing you, which is another thing that started to happen with us. Six, they might get in the way of other relationships you should be attending to. Seven, making them your confidant can be a substitute for the real confidant you should have, which is the divine. So those are some of the dangers, and it's easy to get stuck in these special relationships. Now, of course, if you are in an intimate relationship, that person, your lover, will automatically be your confidant. However, there's still a risk at making them more important than the divine. So that's what I wanted to talk about. Now you need to know what is the special relationship and how it can totally distract you from what's really important. A Course in Miracles talks a lot about the tyranny of a special relationship and uses that word tyranny. That's happens when we're trying to have a special interaction with a special person. Special means, quote, set apart, which leads to set above. You set them apart from others, or you set them above others. And we are addicted to those relationships rather than uniting with everyone. We think special is good. The problem is, then we start demanding that they meet our needs. Why do we get into a special relationship or special relationships? And you can end up making your mate too special and more, you can make your mate more special than God, and this doesn't work. It all starts when we feel lacking and disconnected because we have separated from God. We threw God away, and then we ended up feeling empty, alone, and guilty. So how do we get free of this awful feeling? We look for a substitute for God, a special relationship which gives us artificial love. However, the Course says specialness is an attack on oneness, and this leads to unconscious guilt. Then, of course, guilt leads to fear, and down you go from there. By the way, some of you mentioned guilt. The Course says guilt is not only not of God, it's an attack on God. So you really, then you're guilty for attacking God, so you're guilty for your guilt. And that's a double whammy. So if you're having a problem with guilt, I suggest you review the Course in Miracles section called The Ego's Use of Guilt. Just look in the index and you can find it. Okay, well, we don't feel special, so we decide that we must be special in a relationship to someone else who is less special. By being better, we prove to ourselves that we're special. So we might pick somebody that we can feel better than they are. But the special relationship is an unholy relationship. And any moment you can turn your mate into a special relationship really easily. It's dangerous because it creates a danger of ending up in what they call a special hate relationship, where the person you thought you loved becomes an enemy. This is called a special hate relationship. We are desiring to find love, but we're also hanging on to our hate. Again, a special relationship is one in which we try to have special interaction with special people so that we can feel more special. To change a special relationship into a holy one can be tricky. And when you try to change it at the beginning, your ego puts up a huge battle when you try to shift it, because the ego doesn't want you to give up the specialness. Well, once I had a special relationship with a woman that had gone on the same for many, many lifetimes. I saw that I needed to shift it, but it was hard. I had to deal with the fear that she'd not make it without me. I had to deal with the fear I did not know how to shift it. I had to deal with the thought that the only way I could shift it was to shut down my heart. And you don't want to shut down your heart to people. I had to deal with the thought that she would not like the change, etc., etc. It felt like a big ending. But I wanted to change it and not end it. I had to be clear on this. It felt like to change it, I had to end it. So I had to take a break from the whole thing, and I prayed that I would learn how to restore it to a more holy relationship. Sometimes you just have to take a break from these special relationships and start over and see if you can recreate it. Real love only gives. It places no demands on another. We must create a holy relationship with our partners, with our friends, and everyone. A holy relationship is where we have a common goal and we're journeying together toward that goal. We're together with the goal of reaching for holiness. That's the kind of relationship you want to have with your mates and your confidants, by the way. That goal heals the relationship. You have to have this goal of holiness. You're helping each other become more enlightened. You're helping each other journey toward holiness. Okay, so now then, if you want a confidant, you don't want it to turn into a special relationship, what do? Wouldn't it be better to make the divine your confidant? This could be Jesus, Babaji, Divine Mother, Holy Spirit, or over here it's Allah, or whatever. Bearing your soul to the guru prevents all these risks of a special relationship. You can start this at any moment, even if you have not been close to the deity before. You want to make the divine your confidant. As you probably know, most of you know us, Marcus and I relate to the dream team as our confidants. Bob usually, but I had to clear this one special relationship that I had with the former confidant. The dream team is Babaji, Jesus, and the Divine Mother, and those are the ones we relate to. And we have altars in every room to them. This is very, very helpful. I try to make them my confidant now. Of course, I don't have any withholds from Marcus, and I do share everything with him. However, I do not rely on him to solve all my problems and take on all my stuff. I try to lay my stuff at the feet of the masters, and I write them letters and put them under the altar cloth until the situation is cleared. And I do this by writing a responsible letter to make sure I'm not into victim consciousness or blame, and I do this as follows. I will teach you how to do this, and I recommend this for solving your problems. And I only write one problem per letter. Okay, so you need an altar, and you need a nice altar and an altar cloth. And you want to keep it simple. You have the picture of Babaji, Jesus, the Divine Mother, or whatever. One of them at least. I have all three of them, and we have different altars to them. Okay. My guru is my confidant. That's such a blessing. I want you to try it. Believe me, it works. Your guru can help dissolve the thoughts causing the problem. Where your confidant, if your confidant's just a friend, they can't do that for you. So I suggest you turn your guru and your master into your confidant. If you don't have an altar, make one. You should have a beautiful picture, as I said. You can have a nice altar cloth. You can have a candle, a crystal, and a flower vase, and that's it. You don't want to put a lot of junk on your altar. It should be very pure and simple and beautiful, not crowded or crammed up. Okay, then I'm going to give you the example. This is, let's say you have Babaji, who is really in your lineage. If you're into breath work, he is the father of rebirthing. Even Leonard said that. So all of you, I want you to know you can have Babaji as your confidant. And if you're into the Course in Miracles, of course, Jesus is your confidant. And the Divine Mother is your confidant. So I write, Dear Babaji, and you can copy this. It's very easy. There's 6 points. Number 1, this is my problem right now. You state the problem and you only work on one problem per letter. Number 1, this is my problem. Number 2, these are the negative thoughts that cause this problem. You write them down. And you can't say, I don't know the cause of this problem. You do know the thoughts that cause this problem. You say, the negative thoughts that cause this problem are, okay? And you write them down in this letter. Then number 3, I lay these thoughts at your feet, which means I give them up to you. I let go of them. Number 4, these are my new thoughts, which are going to be affirmations, which are going to be the exact opposite of your thoughts in number 2. So all you do is you take the negative thoughts you wrote in number 2 and you reverse them to the opposite in the form of affirmations. Babaji, these are my new thoughts. Number 5, please add energy to these new thoughts. See, God is like energy added to your thoughts. That's how things manifest. You have a thought and God adds energy to your thought. And God gives you free will. You can have a negative thought or you can have a positive thought. And most people have negative thoughts they're not dealing with. And you know that. You don't want to, you want to remove all negativity from your life. You want to remove all negativity from your relationships. Please make that a habit. Number 6 is thank you. So I'll go over it again. Number 1, dear Babaji, dear Jesus, dear whatever, Divine Mother. Number 1, this is my problem. You write it in one sentence. Number 2, these are the negative thoughts that cause the problem, and you list them. Number 3, I lay them at your feet. Number 4, these are my new thoughts, which are affirmations that are the opposite of number 2. Number 5, please add energy to my new thoughts. Number 6, thank you. Very simple. It's very effective. And you keep this letter under the altar cloth till you get a result. Okay? And you will get a result. And you sign your name and you keep it there till you experience a change. You know, I've been doing this for years and it always works. It's very simple. Babaji is my confidant. And he won't let you get in a special relationship with him. He's going to demand you have a holy relationship with him. So let the guru dissolve your negative thoughts and accept this blessing. All right, let's breathe on this. If you don't have an altar, make one tomorrow. Send me a photo so I know you did it.
Thank you, Sandra Ray. That was really wonderful. And we hope that you'll implement this letter to a spiritual master. You could even just make the letter to God, and your altar could be, you know, something simple with a candle, a flower, and just, you know, empty, beautiful space with a cloth, and you're just writing to your creator. You know, you can even do that if having a guru per se is a little too much of a stretch for you. You can just write it to the divine forces that are in your life and helping you. So we hope that you'll implement that. And that's your real confidant. And yes, you can still have your friends and your people that you consult in your life, but there's a higher consultation, and that's what we're trying to introduce you to here. And so we hope you'll go for it.